Hi, everyone. Welcome to Murder, She Watched, the podcast where we solve murders from our couch. My name is Amy Archer. I'm your host. I'm here today with my partner in solving crimes.
Yes,
Kyla.
ma'am. Hello, everybody.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Guys, I was telling Kyla, I'm stunned by her beautiful mane of hair that I have never seen before. If you're watching us on video, if you're not, please go over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. I'll put the link in the show notes, but she has gorgeous hair.
Well, thank you very much. It's almost always piled on top of my head, so
Yeah.
I appreciate
Well,
that.
I have like 6 wisps, and then I'm getting a huge bald spot here. I have a bald spot back here. So, I'm envious. Like, I am staring down the barrel of a wig. It's going to happen. I'm embracing this. It's okay.
I have a friend who I should connect you with when that time comes, if that time comes, because she has some beautiful ones. And you would never know. You would never know.
I need to take a class, like Wig 101.
Well, it's because we've all seen the bad ones, right?
Yeah, we've all seen, yeah. Just put on reality television.
I was just going to say, or in like the bad extensions too.
Yeah. But I don't know. And I also have like a really big head. So like if I just casually buy wigs, they don't work for me. Cute hats don't work for me because I have this enormous pumpkin head.
I have a big head too, and I feel that in my bones. I have a big ridge in the back too. It's cute. I could never be bald. I always see my husband is bald. Like he's bald. He shaves it down to the scalp.
Well, my husband is balding.
See, has he embraced it? Will he embrace it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he will. Yeah.
See,
right now he's doing like a faux hawk.
Okay, so Mitchell, and I'm sorry if you're hearing this, Mitchell, but it's true. He clung to the faux hawk for a little long time, and we had a chat one day because he was like, "I want you to tell me when it's time," and he leaned over one day, and I was like, "It's time. It's time for it to go."
I appreciate that he took your guidance on this.
Well, we had a similar chat about an earring situation. He was very early 2000s, the faux hawk, the earrings, and
Timmy too had the 2 earrings.
Yep, the 2 earrings.
Yep.
I can picture it. And one day he was like, "Will you tell me when it's time for those to go too?" And so he was open to it, which I appreciate.
When we had our girls, he was like,
"That's what it was for us too.
I'm a dad now. I'm gonna take the earrings out."
Isn't that funny?
It's funny. It's funny. So, guys, what we're discussing today is I wanted to give everyone a primer on the Donna Adelson case. So, the Donna Adelson trial has just wrapped up.
It's huge.
It's been in the zeitgeist. Everybody's talking about it. But if you're like me and you're solving 10 other murders, you didn't have time to start and to go into it. So, I asked Kyla, like, can we go back? And bring in sort of an entrance to the case. You know what I mean? Something where we learn what exactly the murder was, what the investigation looked like, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what we're hoping to do today. And you've been following this case. You're more familiar with it than I am.
I remember it from like a decade ago when it was newish.
Yeah, I'm clueless, and I don't remember it. So I thought that we would go back and do a 2020 or a Dateline or something that could give everybody who's interested in jumping into the case an idea of where it starts and where it started.
There's a lot of pieces to this puzzle.
Then we got screwed, though, by Peacock.
Freaking Peacock. That was nuts. And you and I both saw it. That episode was there. I know it was. And the audio is still there on the Dateline podcast. But
yeah, so what was the Dateline called? Family Matters?
Family Matters.
Yeah, Family Matters.
But
we were going to do Dateline, but then you watched it, right?
I started it. I was able to start it, and then it was gone. I watched it long ago, and then, but I was thinking about this. Dateline does this. I wonder if since the Donna case just wrapped up, they're going to do like a big, like 3-episode thing. Like they did with the Pam Hupp case. Do you remember that? The thing about Pam?
Maybe. Yes.
That was fascinating. But yeah, I know because this case there's so many players involved. It's insane.
I came into this cold.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Wow, Donna is so clearly tied to this.
Oh, big time.
Why did it take so long? So what we're going to talk about today, guys, is the 2020 episode called Over My Dead Body. Mm-hmm. You can find it on Hulu. It originally aired on October 11th, 2019, but then we're going to follow this up, right, with a later one. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's talk about this, and then we'll get into it.
Yes.
So we open with Matthew Scheer, who is a journalist, and he is the podcast host of Over My Dead Body. Now, have you listened to this podcast?
Yes, very long time ago. Like, I remember, oh gosh, it's probably been like at least 8 years ago I listened to that.
Okay. He's good.
He's really good. And I feel like, if I remember correctly, there was a woman that co-hosted that with him, because I remember the little thumbnail logo. Mm-hmm. It was very good.
Mm-hmm. The podcast had 10 million downloads, and Matthew's like, wow, okay, people are really interested in this case.
I mean, that's so awesome.
Kyla, when are we going to be able to talk about our subject matter?
When are we going to be talking heads?
When are we going to be able to offer our expertise into it? Like, when is somebody going to have us on to talk about Scott Peterson?
It needs to happen. Oh, wouldn't that be Scott Peterson?
When?
We need some new his sister-in-law. We need to get linked up with his sister-in-law that's in love with him. No, she's unhinged.
I want to steer clear of her, I think.
She might. If she sees anybody side-eyeing Scott, she's going to be like, no, he's mine. I would also love to talk.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Casey Anthony. That's one that my hatred for her, hate her. Is it knows no bounds, and that's a touchstone case for me. Like, every time there's a new documentary, I'm going to watch it.
You know what case I think I could thoroughly serve as a subject matter expert on? Gypsy Rose.
Yes. Oh, yes. That.
I don't know why we would need to revisit that, but if we ever did,
maybe we haven't heard the end of Gypsy.
Maybe. I mean, I hope we have to. You never know.
I'm bummed that we're not going to get any more of that show.
I know, me too. It's a crime. That's a crime. That's a crime.
That is hot rod. Mm-hmm.
So we see the news break on Good Morning America that a prominent Florida State University law professor is dead. Police are convinced it's murder. ABC News' Matt Gutman walks us through the crime scene. He says Dan Markel was found dead in his garage in Tallahassee. Mm-hmm. So how did we get here? Dan Markel, fellow Gen Xer, grew up in Toronto, born in 1977.
He was just awesome.
Yeah. He was, by all accounts, he was like a good dude.
He was.
People liked him. I mean, he could be a little tough.
Right.
But I think people liked him.
Yeah.
His students really loved him.
Which, that says a lot, right?
It says a lot.
And his coworkers all really liked him.
His parents describe him as the embodiment of Dennis the Menace.
His mom.
I loved Dennis the Menace when I was a kid.
Dennis the Menace is classic.
Yeah, and then there was the cartoon version, but I grew up watching the real version.
The real Dennis the Menace. Did you watch The Little Rascals?
I never watched The Little Rascals.
I love them.
I know, I missed a cultural
similar vein.
Yeah. So from an early age, he was like real into studies, said he was going to go to Harvard. He did. He went to law school. He got a really good job in D.C. He's on track for partner. Like, everything is lining up for this guy.
Yes.
Then he hops on J-Date and he meets Wendy Adelson.
Yep. Wendy.
She's beautiful. I do have to say that. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I know. She's gorgeous.
Like, together they're very good looking, although I have to say something about him.
What is it?
He kind of looks like, okay, I'm not saying he's anything like this person.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
But he kind of looks like Jared from Subway.
Oh, I see it. Oh my gosh. Even there's the picture, the one I think where he's like leaning, it's like his headshot, his professional headshot, big time. Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm sorry to speak ill of the dead in this way. And
they were very different people.
They were very different people. Dan Markel was no Jared from Subway. I just want to make that very clear. Okay.
That's awesome.
They just look alike. They happen to look alike.
Well, yes.
So Wendy was fun and goofy. She was even on The Weakest Link.
That was random.
Do you remember that show?
Loved it. I love a game show.
Mm-hmm. I loved it too. Mm-hmm. I loved it too. She grew up in Miami. Her dad, Harvey's a dentist. Her mom, Donna, was a teacher who joined Dad's dental practice eventually. I'm like, do I have to hear about another crazy dentist?
Seriously.
Like trophy wife?
I know. There's a common thread there.
I know. Brothers are Rob and Charlie. Mm-hmm. Charlie became a dentist. Rob became a doctor. And Wendy's a lawyer. Like, they're a high-achieving family.
Yep. They are. I was thinking that.
And this family's not hurting for money.
No. They like it.
No. Wendy and Dan dated long distance. And Dan eventually agrees to... Well, he doesn't agree to. He gets a teaching job in Tallahassee at the Florida State University Law School. And like they normally do, this is very common in academia, when they want somebody for a full professorship, they will give the spouse a position. Mm-hmm. So they gave Wendy, it was a contract position, but it wasn't tenure.
No.
Which
this becomes, yes.
They get engaged, they get married. The wedding, we learned there was a bit of a hiccup at the wedding because Dan really wanted to be kosher, and Donna and Harvey paid for the catering, and it was not kosher.
No. And, Dan's parents talked about how his Judaism and his faith was one of the most important things to him in his life, and her parents knew that.
Yeah, and that whole side of the family.
Yes. It seems Jewish, like they just never liked him. That's not really spoken about, but things like that, I feel like they just never liked him.
And it's like trolly to do that.
Yes.
Like it's a troll move.
Yes.
So they settle into Tallahassee, and we hear about what a sleepy town Tallahassee is. Some people say it's like southern Georgia more than Miami. If you watch Welcome to Plathville, you're very familiar with Tallahassee.
That's what I thought of.
They have 2 boys with less than 2 years between them, so that was pretty quick.
Yep.
Bing, bing. Dan's parents are in this, and they talk about what a great father he was, and they're so cute. They are really just this cute little couple.
His mom, the way her voice, I don't know, everything about her, she was precious.
She's precious. And Dan succeeds as a law professor. His colleagues really respect him, but they also say, he really liked to argue.
Yes, yeah. Several people said that he enjoyed arguing.
Same, Dan.
I know.
Yeah. Like, I'll argue the stupidest stuff.
And
for somebody who doesn't like conflict, I do like a persuasive argument.
It's fun. And I feel that, Amy, I will die on random hills that I'll just like snap about. And I'm like, no. One of them, 80s horror movies. I'm an 80s horror movie nerd. And I have strong feelings about them. Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
I was horrified by... It was Halloween 4 was the scariest one, in my opinion.
Amy, it's by far the best one. And that's a hill I will die on.
Yeah, it's
you
pretty
just
good.
Made my day.
It's pretty good.
Yes. You have no idea. My mom and I have talked about that like ad nauseum. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So Wendy, meanwhile, is spiraling.
Yes, she
doesn't like being in Tallahassee. She's not doing well. And don't forget, she comes from, she lived in Miami.
Yes, and they talked about different environment. She grew up in, like, South Beach, or Coral Springs, they said, which everyone kept alluding that it was a pretty well-to-do area.
Timmy and I went to, when I did my book on school shooting survivors, I read... for the Parkland anniversary at a school down there in Broward County, I think it was. And so we stayed in Lauderdale by the Sea, which is like this tiny little town kind of north of Fort Lauderdale. Okay. And one day we just decided to hop in an Uber and go down to Fort Lauderdale. There, just on the beach part, there was more money there than I've ever seen in my life. Like, I grew up going to the Jersey Shore.
Oh, I mean, yeah, same.
This was
stuff like that. It's nuts. Yeah. Well, Marco Island, Florida. Have you ever seen pictures or been?
No. Is that where all the rich people live?
Yes. My husband's family, he has a branch of family that's down there. And when you talk about money, I felt like such a bumpkin the first time I went down there. His grandma's house, and everybody lives on the water. Her neighbors had a 3-4 story beach house with a curly water slide that went from the 4th level deck down, and I was like, whoa.
I would be a fish out of water in that situation as well.
I did. I felt like, oh, gee golly, I'm not in Indiana anymore.
So now we hear Wendy did a podcast later in her life, and we're getting a little bit of that throughout.
That was interesting. Like, was this published? Because they kept saying it was a project for a class, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was a project for a creative writing class, and I was thinking to myself, oh my God, like, I have an English degree, and I have 2 creative writing degrees. If half of the stuff that I was doing as a project in class were to be, like, held up in a courtroom, I'd be a little nervous.
Yes.
A little nervous for some of the people I dated.
Oh my God. Yes.
It's weird that they're using this, but they must have permission in some way, or if it's part of a class, it probably belongs to the school.
Exactly. Exactly.
So she says she married a man she didn't feel passionate love for, because doesn't passionate love just die in a marriage anyway?
Yeah. Can you imagine going into it like that?
Nobody goes into it like that, right? But she did.
She did. Yeah, I'm just saying it out there.
Yeah. She talks about the marriage dissolving, and he didn't see her as an equal. So it sounds like there was like a competition between them.
Yes, big time.
She also writes a novel called This Is Our Story, which, can we get a better name?
Yeah.
About a woman who fell out of love with her husband, and Dan would not read it. I'm going to tell you right now, as a writer, that would crush me.
I agree. That was hurtful. I mean, you have to not have your creative work even acknowledged. Like,
yeah.
Come on.
So in 2012, Dan runs into a friend in New York City. He's on a little business trip, and he tells them, like, our marriage is not good.
Things are bad.
Dissolving.
Yeah.
This same trip, she calls him, and she's like, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
Switch flipped. Like.
Yeah, he gets back in his little airplane or whatever, gets home. She has cleaned out half the house and taken the kids. She's gone.
She's gone and left divorce papers on the bed. Like, peace out.
Yeah. Yeah. It took half the furniture.
That was interesting, right?
This had to be planned out.
You know that her and her mom planned that out. Or brother,
this
Charlie.
This was planned for a while.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Friends say that she took money from their savings account. She took her rings. Like, she took everything.
Yes. And a family ring, they said his uncle's diamond engagement ring she took.
Ooh.
I know.
So part of the sort of conflict that they were having in their marriage at this point is that Dan Markel was tenured, very well respected. She was not tenured. And that, you know, I've seen this many times. Like, that academic grind can be soul crushing. When you're trying to find a tenured position.
It's one of those things that is so much work that, you know, you and I have both been there. It's the amount of work that you take home when you are teaching at that level. It's insane. And to not have that tenured protection, you're just kind of at the luck of a contract.
Right. And to be with somebody who has it, and to think, and I don't know, you know, I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but she felt like she was being held back because she was the primary caretaker for their children.
Absolutely.
And she felt that was the difference in their careers. Now, you can argue that either way, because it sounds like he had a lot more experience. He was more decorated. He had, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But I don't know. I'd have to look at their CVs on paper.
Right, exactly. But no, I totally agree with you, because, and also it seems like he was so adored by most people. And didn't get that same vibe from her. I didn't seem like her coworkers spoke ill of her, but, you know, that's another layer.
When I was doing my MFA, I remember there were a couple people who were married as writers, and that's a similar vibe. Because how do you deal with that when, like, one is published and one isn't, and one's book is picked up and one isn't, one's optioned?
Yeah.
Like, it's brutal. It's really hard
and there's
to
awkward,
deal with.
Like, wanting to celebrate yourself but not wanting to stuff it down their throat.
Yeah.
And that's so complicated.
And I think as writers, we sometimes romanticize, like, oh, I'd love to be in a relationship with another writer who understands that world and what I think and da-da-da. But then I'm like, if I was home, like, writing poetry that nobody's reading, and I was married to somebody like Stephen King kicking out these books, I'd be like,
you're going to be resentful.
I don't know.
You're only human, you know?
So I think a little of that was going on here. Like, there was this career competition.
Well, and her siblings are so successful, too.
Oh yeah,
there's
really
that
successful.
too, you know.
And she's successful.
Yes.
I just want to be clear, but
absolutely.
not compared to him.
Yes.
Yeah. And so she says, on her self-recorded podcast, she says Danny told her, so Danny, that she fooled everyone but him. He knew that she was a terrible person. And this is where she kind of hints that there was emotional abuse in the marriage. And we don't know. There might have been. We don't know.
Absolutely. And we'll never know.
If more comes out about that, we can make a better judgment. But as of this, like what I'm seeing, what's in front of me right now, we don't really have a lot of concrete proof.
Not at all.
But if she felt that way, then I just want to validate that you can still feel that way.
Well, and her friend, that Tova, that was speaking, she seemed to say that as well. Like, she didn't really go into a lot of details, but she alluded to the fact that there was emotional, psychological abuse going on.
Okay. And I always try to come from the viewpoint of believing women.
Absolutely.
So, they begin fighting over custody. So this is where it gets ugly.
It gets real bad.
She wants to move to South Florida to be nearer to her family, and he didn't want that to happen. And it got very, very nasty.
Yes.
They were awarded joint custody, and because of that, she had to stay near him. Now, this is tough.
It's so tough. And, 7 hours. They said she's 7 hours from Miami. It's not like a quick jaunt.
Yeah. And I just want to say, I kind of see both sides here. Like, you could make the argument that she agreed to raise these kids in Tallahassee. That's where they should live, blah, blah, blah. But you can also make the argument that for whatever reason, she feels he did not live up to his bargain, his part of the bargain with this marriage. And she should have the freedom to live where she wants to live within reason. Within 2 or 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. And, who could blame someone for wanting to have family support, Yeah. And that's hard. But I was surprised they wouldn't let him move in the same state. I guess that was kind of crazy to me. You do hear of people not being able to leave this state, which is completely different. But I thought that was interesting.
And these people have money. Like, she could fly those kids to him twice a month.
I thought of that too, Amy. Like, these are people that can travel easily. I don't know. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, I did too. So, meanwhile, Donna, Wendy's mother, is growing incensed. Like, she wants to kill this person.
Yeah, Donna's not one to cross.
Put a pin in that. The emails to Wendy from Donna get really unhinged, where Donna's telling Wendy, like, how to circumvent the court system and how to get around this. She gives him some nickname that I'm not going to repeat here because I think it's probably anti-Semitic.
I was going to say,
Yeah. And she's really thinking a lot about this.
You can tell it is her whole life. It consumes her.
Then she starts to think about, well, she doesn't start to think about, she starts threatening to baptize the kids in the Catholic Church.
That was unhinged.
Wow.
One thing I noticed, and I didn't know if you picked up on this, was they said they met on J-Date. So one would assume that Wendy is Jewish, but they're threatening to baptize the children as Catholic. And that was something that I noticed and was like, wait a minute, are they doing this just to be, like, mean and cruel?
That's a good question. Like, by all accounts, and I've dug into this a little bit, people do say the Adelsons are Jewish, but I don't know, like, is dad maybe a Catholic? Like, is there somebody who's not in their family and they're grabbing onto that? I don't know.
Well, and I mean, I'm also not a religious person, but I don't think you can just mosey into a Catholic church and say, hey, I'd like to be baptized today.
Trust me, you can't. I grew up Catholic.
There's a lot of, I was going to say, there's lots of checkpoints.
A lot of hoops you have to jump through. And it costs a lot of money.
Well,
All right. Things get a little better when Dan and Wendy start to move on and date other people. Wendy's introduced to Jeff Case, a social work professor at FSU, and he kind of looks like Dan.
Yes, Wendy has a type.
Yeah.
Jeff was
so
interesting.
Dan meets someone as well, but we don't know who he met.
No.
Not yet. I don't know if it comes out later. So July 18th, 2014, a little after 11 a.m., a neighbor hears a loud pop. Dan was in his garage, and he was on the phone with a friend. The friend also heard. Dan said to the friend, somebody's approaching the car. It's heartbreaking.
It's so sad.
They see a car pull away. He had been shot at close range. He does survive for a little under 24 hours, but then he passes. So police get Wendy immediately, and they grab her and they bring her down for questioning. And we see a lot of this throughout the rest of the documentary here. She's crying. She's in there for almost 8 hours.
I was surprised she was in there that long.
Mm-hmm. They took her phone. Mm-hmm. They swabbed her. They do all the things.
Yep.
She keeps saying, don't forget, she has a law background. She keeps saying, I understand why I'm the primary suspect.
Yes.
She says, he caused me a lot of grief, but I would never do something like this. She's very open about all the issues they had between them.
Yep. She was. She didn't hold
Never
back.
asked for a lawyer.
No.
Mm-mm.
No. And that's part of why I was surprised she stayed in there for 8 hours, because I know, if you're just being interviewed, you're able to leave whenever you choose to.
Yeah. Yeah. And she knows that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people are kind of scared. They don't know if this was random, if there's like a killer on the loose, what's going on. Other FSU law professors are scared
that
too.
One guy
They're like, what's going on?
Terrified.
The only lead they have is that a neighbor saw a car that looked like a Prius. So now everyone's scared of Priuses. Which on a college campus, there's a lot.
Dime a dozen.
We loved our Prius so much. We had a little silver Prius. Oh my God, we loved it.
I've always wanted a Prius. I mean, I'm a Toyota girl too.
Yeah. So Wendy is saying, I mean, maybe it's Jeff, her new boyfriend. She's like, I did tell him I needed some time away from him. Maybe that sent him into some kind of weird spiral. Poor Jeff.
She quickly threw Jeff under the bus.
I know. Jeff gets in there. They get Jeff in there. And he's like, look, she's hot.
Yeah.
And she's real charismatic.
Yeah.
And she's the type you murder somebody for. But I did not do that.
He was so fun. He's like, oh, I'm surprised you didn't come get me sooner. He was just so like... down to tell them everything.
The thing with Jeff is he's like, look, I wanted to kick this guy's ass. He was an asshole and he was causing her a lot of problems. But the problem with Jeff is he has an ironclad alibi. He was out of town. He has the receipts. People have seen him.
Yep.
It's
not
ironclad. Jeff. He does say, though, can I talk to you guys off the record? And that's always when I lean in.
Oh, I know. It's like, yes.
You always want somebody to say, can I tell you something off the record?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
always. I always want to know.
He says, you need to look into their family. They hate Dan in a way I've never seen. Like, their hobby is hating Danny.
Yes. When he said their hobby is hating Danny, it's like, didn't part of you think, Jeff, wouldn't that make you run a little bit if you were Jeff?
Yeah, you would think, right?
That would give me pause. I think I would be a little bit apprehensive about that.
And there's a point in the interview when Wendy calls Donna and tells her that Dan is dead, and Donna and Harvey, is that the father? Yeah, they're surprised. And Wendy's like, oh, thank God my parents are surprised by this.
When she said that.
So, like, she had to have thought, I'm going to be very honest with you. This is total first impressions.
Yeah.
I don't know if Wendy knew this was going to go down.
I think you're right, because they talk about it later. Plausible deniability.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a huge thing with this. And I don't know. Yeah, I could see a world in which she did not know anything about this.
She's also super smart and trained in this area, so we have to keep that in mind.
And they all are. I mean, they're not trained in law, but they're smart people.
Yeah. So, May 2015, Wendy stays in Tallahassee for a year after the murder, and then she moves to Miami Beach with the kids. She takes a creative writing class. This is where the podcast happens. 10 months ago, she says, someone killed the father of my children. Would that make him my ex-late spouse or my latex spouse?
Yeah.
Ha, ha, ha,
LOL.
latex spouse.
It was like, Wendy. Read the room, Wendy.
Don't put that out to the public.
No.
Meanwhile, the police are going through CCTV. They finally get a break when they see that Dan was followed home from the gym by a Prius.
Oh, man.
So now they have a link to try to find the driver of this Prius.
Yes.
The Prius is silver pine mica with a black passenger mirror. So clearly the passenger side mirror is aftermarket. Yep. And it's also missing a tow cap, and it has a sun pass. And in Tallahassee at the time, there were no toll roads.
That was so interesting. I love investigations. Ugh.
I do too.
It's so fascinating.
So they open up the search to the whole of Florida, but mostly South Florida they start focusing on. They eventually track it down to Rent-A-Hybrid in this little tiny corner of a road in Miami.
Yes.
And guess who signed it? Luis Rivera and Sigfrido Garcia.
Yes.
These are the people who signed the rental car agreement.
With their real names.
Pro tip. Never use your real name when you're renting a car to commit a crime. Never use your real name.
Yes, because isn't this famously how Timothy McVeigh got caught?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating. You're going to all this extent, but you're going to use your real name. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Timothy McVeigh got caught, too, because he got pulled over because he, did something stupid.
It was,
and then he had a gun on him.
Yep.
Yeah, and he had a gun on him, and they were able to arrest him. And he was in jail while they were investigating.
Yes, because
they didn't know they had their guy in jail already.
Yes.
It was crazy. He was watching the investigation on the TV.
And he was also, was he at Waco or Ruby Ridge? Which of those?
He was at Waco.
Okay, yep.
There's footage of him at Waco.
Yeah, because he was selling his little literature. Oh, yeah.
He was handing out his little pamphlets.
Yes.
Down with the government. But he was radicalized by Ruby Ridge. Now you're in an area I know a lot about.
Same. You know what's funny? Last Saturday morning, or a couple Saturdays ago, my dad and I talked about the Randy Weaver of it all for like an hour on the phone. So
yeah. Is there a good Ruby Ridge documentary? I would love to dig into it.
Yes, there is a really good one. I think it's just called Ruby Ridge. It used to be on Netflix, but we could find that for sure.
Yeah, I'd have to go into that. So, Luis Rivera is the first crown of the Northeast chapter of the Latin Kings. I couldn't hear what they were saying there.
Yeah.
But he's in the Latin Kings, and he's
very high ranking.
And his nickname is King Tato, and both of these guys were well known to police. So they get phone records and cell records, or they get cell records and CCTV footage of the car. They could trace their entire journey.
Yeah, they said they could track almost literally the whole thing. It was nuts.
In 2016, they arrest Sigfrido because Luis Rivera is already in jail.
Yes.
So they still can't find the connection, though. They're assuming this is murder for hire because there is no connection between these guys and Dan Markel.
Yes, absolutely.
So the state prosecutor says there is a link to the Adelson family, and it comes through this mystery woman, Katie Magbanua.
It's like,
is that how you say her name? I think so.
Yeah.
Magbanua. Yeah. She is a Filipino immigrant. She had children with Sigfrido Garcia, and she was getting some big payments from the Adelsons.
Oh, yes.
Signed by Donna.
Yes. She's on the staff.
And she starts getting these large influx of cash into her, in these payments into her bank account. They're like, okay. So they start tapping her phone.
The surveillance was fascinating on this.
They also find a picture of Katie and Wendy Adelson, like looking like BFFs on a beach in Florida.
Having drinks. Yeah.
The Adelsons say Katie worked for them at their clinic, but they can't figure out what she did there because there's no paperwork.
No paperwork, no payroll records.
Wendy, during her interview, let's back up to her interview now, told police that Charlie, her bro, who looks like a real bro.
Doesn't he, though? It's like I texted you last night. He has such a smug, smackable face. Like he's just
he does.
He's exactly what you expect him to be.
He bought her a TV as a divorce present and made a joke about hiring a hitman, how the TV was less expensive than what he really wanted to get her, which was Dan Markel dead.
And it sounds like he was saying this.
She blew it off as a joke.
And he was saying this to everyone.
Yeah.
He's just like out, like this is his go-to joke. Yeah. She's like, oh.
So Jeff, her boyfriend, says, oh, yeah, he did say that, but he was serious.
Yeah.
It was not a joke.
Jeff is like, no, Charlie's scary.
So now they find the link that they needed, which is Katie and Charlie dated during this time. And his attorney's like, there is no evidence that Charlie solicited this murder. No evidence whatsoever. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So now they decide to shake up the tree by giving. So what they do is they hire this undercover FBI agent. Well, they don't hire him, but they.
This was so cool.
And he's going to bump into Donna on the street and kind of pretend he's with the Latin Kings without saying it. And kind of be menacing and threatening.
Yeah.
And just kind of say, you got to take care of our people.
Yeah,
they took care of your problem.
Yep, they're just kind of trying to feel out how Donna's going to react to this, I think, too.
Yep. So there's a phone number, and Donna calls it later. She claims not to know these people. But the guy's like, stop fucking around. Like, he's really nasty. Like, I'd be like, oh my God, I'll tell you all the state secrets.
You want my bank account number, okay?
And she's like, well, I got to think about this. I'll call you back. Not the response.
Nope.
If you're innocent here.
Nope.
No. So she cryptically calls Charlie, and Charlie calls Katie then, and is like, someone's trying to flip you. And he's like, you got to figure out who this is. And she's like, Katie says, to her credit, this is clearly the FBI. Yes. Are you people idiots?
Yes, I know. I love that. Katie was like, this is the feds, obviously. Yeah. And they're like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, and nothing really comes of this. They have the suspicious phone calls, but nothing beyond that.
And I thought it was really interesting how they said, it was like rapid fire. Like, Donna called the number, got off that phone call, called Charlie immediately, and then Charlie immediately calls Katie. And I guess part of me at this point, and again, from consuming crime media, one always assume they are listening. Like, if you think the FBI is looking at you, maybe stop making the phone calls and the text messages and the emails. Just meet up in public
drive over
somewhere.
to Charlie's and have it. Yeah. So, late September 2016, the state comes to an agreement with Luis Rivera. If he flips, he will not be charged for Dan's murder, but he pled down and he'll get like 7 years added onto his sentence.
It was like,
where he could be facing life.
It was a huge difference.
A big difference.
Yeah.
So Sigfrido was the point man on this, is according to Luis. And he says, I just thought we were going to rob somebody.
Yeah.
Sigfrido called me up and was like, we got to go do this job. I thought it was a robbery because that's what I do.
Yeah,
I'm a robber. Like, that's what I do. But he claims that Sigfrido paid him $35,000 just for going.
Just to go with him and be his buddy.
Like, I feel like you did more than just went with them.
I agree.
Yeah. So he talks about how Sigfrido put a picture of an owl on Instagram from near Dan's house, and Katie flipped out on him.
Yeah.
And he gives up Katie. He's like, Katie was the person that Sigfrido was talking to and getting the orders from. It was Katie. I know her. I know her voice. It was her.
Yeah, he knew right away. It was impressive. I mean, it was shocking.
Yeah. So they arrest Katie. Now they have enough to arrest her. And Katie is not giving anyone up. She goes to trial.
I know.
I thought that was a wild choice. She has 2 kids.
I know. That's what. And they this went on for quite a while. She just, 3 years, I think they said she sat there and just didn't talk.
She must be super confident that they don't have any evidence.
I guess.
I don't know. Because I would never risk not being able to. Well, then again, I wouldn't orchestrate a murder for hire.
Well, and for Charlie, it's not like they were serious or anything. And I don't know. So her lawyer argues the only thing Katie's guilty of is having terrible taste in men. Okay. Yeah.
That argument can be made.
Yeah, right.
So now there's like a jaw-dropping moment in the courtroom because they call Wendy Adelson to the stand.
Yes.
And they grill her about her brother, Charlie. And Wendy says, I think I've met Katie before. Katie.
Oh,
the name sounds familiar.
Katie.
And then they whip out the photo.
The beach bestie picture.
Jeff testifies then that Wendy told him several times that Charlie made comments about killing Dan Markel.
Yeah.
Luis Rivera testifies. And one of the things that he said is when he got paid, the money was stapled.
Yes.
Who staples money, Kyla?
I've literally never heard of that. I've never...
Sociopaths?
Yes. Can you imagine if somebody handed you a stapled stack of cash? I don't know what I would think.
Well, I've never had enough money to staple, but if I did have money, it would usually be paper clipped.
Paper clipped or like a rubber band.
Or put in an envelope.
Yeah. No, the closest... I
know.
used to roll coins as a child and think that was fun.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah.
No stacks of cash over here.
Yeah. No. He tells the prosecutor that the Adelson family hired them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
They're talking.
Now they call a former girlfriend of Charlie's who says, oh, yeah, Charlie had a lot of money and he stapled it.
Wasn't that interesting? Boom.
Interesting. Katie testifies. She tells them she's not guilty here. She's a bottle girl at a club. That's where she started making all that cash.
Yeah.
And she claimed she was Charlie's assistant, and that's why she was getting paid.
Yep.
And then you see Katie sort of slow motion flipping and saying, maybe Charlie is behind this.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know what's going on here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love to know more about the dynamic between Charlie and Katie. And like, because, you know, we hear about their like dinner conversations and everything, and they have such odd interactions. I don't know. It's hard for me to imagine that they were ever romantically involved. It seems so business transactional with them.
Yeah. So the state vows that the Adelson family will be in this courtroom facing trial someday. Sigfrido is found guilty. Katie is found not guilty. But she's not found not guilty. It's dismissed because it's a hung jury.
Yeah, mistrial.
Right?
Yeah, they do a mistrial for that one.
We don't know if she gets another trial. It's not decided yet. She may in the future, but as of this show, she has not.
Yes.
I wrote, why hasn't Charlie been charged?
I know. I can't wait.
I'm really confused.
I know. There's things coming. Do you know something?
Things. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't tell me.
I don't want to know because I want to hear. I'm excited for your real-time reaction.
Okay. So he sends out a statement basically saying, after 3 years of investigation, the state still can't prove shit. Fuck off. Signed, Charlie Adelson, basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Danny's parents have, this is really sad, no relationship with their grandchildren. Why are they not able to fight that?
I don't know. It's awful. And like, why? What did they do? That's the part about this that I kept coming back to last night. Like, Danny just wanted to be a dad. That's all he wanted to do was be an involved dad. And I know there are the emotional abuse allegations and all of that. And I'm not dismissing that.
They may be right, yeah. But he still didn't deserve to die, even if that happened.
And like, what did his parents do? I mean, like...
Right, his parents are totally innocent of this.
And it's like, again, they're just actively being as cruel as they can at some points, it seems.
They changed the kids' names.
That's awful.
To Adelson.
That was just like a fuck you. Like,
how are these grandparents not able to fight this?
I don't know, because I mean, grandparent laws and all of that. There's grandparents' rights. I mean,
wow. They don't even see the kids. The kids don't even know who they are.
No.
To me, that's the biggest crime here. Like,
it's
this is so sad.
It's so sad. And, you know, those kids are going to grow up someday and, like, they'll have access to the internet and everything. And that's a lot of explaining you're going to have to do.
To me, so as we stand right now, so that's the end of the 2020, okay? As we stand right now, I'm like, Donna and Charlie are clearly involved in this and need to be arrested. Yeah. Wendy, the jury's out with me.
I agree.
I'm not 100% sure. I could see her being in the position where she is a very overbearing mother. And to please her mother, she kind of goes along with a lot of this stuff.
I agree. And that wasn't talked about much in this. You know, Donna's a lot, obviously. And I feel like Donna's probably kind of running things over there in the Adelson family. But
we've heard boo from Harvey and Rob. I don't even know what they're up to.
I Googled Rob today just to see. He is a plastic surgeon. In Florida, he still practices. So I was just curious about that because
we might need to go see him.
I know we need to send.
I'll be like, can you do something with my boobs hanging down to my waist
hoist.
here?
I would like a hoist as well.
Yeah, I'd like a hoist.
I'd like a hoist.
And then while he's like examining me and my top's off and my boobs are just out, I'll be like, so what do you think about Dan Markel? Any feelings?
How do you feel? What's up with your mom?
Yeah. All right, well, here we are.
Yes.
We're at the end.
And I feel like we can't say if we've solved it or not yet, you know?
No. But I am leaning towards, we know that Donna's arrested. I'm leaning towards Charlie needs to go to the slammer. Wendy, not sure yet. I don't feel confident enough to make a render.
Could not convict her right now.
Is it help me.
Rendering?
Why am I struggling? To render a verdict.
Oh, look at that.
I don't feel confident enough to render a verdict.
There we go. Yes.
Okay.
And there was something else I was just going to say about that, and I totally spaced out. So I don't know.
Is there another 2020 that we could do that's a follow-up?
Yes, it's from a couple of years later, and this one is not on Hulu at the moment, but it's on YouTube for free. So these streaming
for now.
app, this whole Discovery Plus drama is really making everything nightmarish.
It's really putting a crimp in our system over here.
Well, and like Sister Wives is getting ready to start, and because I canceled my Discovery Plus long ago, like most people, so I'll have to get it back
Is it
again.
going to be on HBO Max?
I don't know, but we already have 17 streaming apps. What's another one?
What's 18?
I know, it's so crazy.
I know.
But what I remember what I was going to say.
Go ahead.
Donna Adelson body cam footage of her arrest is on YouTube, and it's very interesting.
Oh,
so
wasn't she like heading to Vietnam or something?
Yeah, they were at the airport. Yeah, they got her like at the gate, and she is very offended. It's very I love body cam footage.
Oh, it's very Jody Hildebrandt being taken out of her mansion. Like, what are you doing here?
Yes.
I'm on the phone with my lawyer.
Yes.
Leave me alone. And the cop's like, get out of there.
Big time, yes. And it's so funny. She's very like, well, fine. It's just.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's.
Okay.
It's really interesting. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, guys, we hope you enjoyed this little primer on this murder, and we're going to follow it up. So hopefully within a few days, you'll have another one in your feed, and then we will maybe dig into some more current stuff.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. All right, Kyla, thank you so much for joining me.
Always love being here.
And thank all of you for listening.
Yes.
If you haven't already, please consider joining our YouTube, subscribing to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And joining our Facebook group, which is called Murder She Watched Couch Detectives. All the links are in the show notes for everything that you need.
It's friends and murder talk. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It is.
And we also have a Patreon where we do bonus episodes. You get this episode ad-free. And Becca and I are doing The Staircase.
Yes.
Also went into that very cold.
Oh,
it's been
amazing.
Fun.
How do you feel about Michael right now?
So, I think I'm on the not guilty right now. I'm on episode 11. But I mean, it could swing back any day.
Yep.
Any day.
Yep.
We're not sure.
Okay.
But right now I'm on not guilty.
Okay.
And I have a reason for that. So, you guys need to listen to us talk
excited.
in episode 11.
Good.
Because I lay out my reasoning.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Yes. We also do bonus episodes where we do follow-ups and deep dives on cases. So if you want to join us, please do. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.